Need some fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins? Go to MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below. Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Madden Money Shot, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. Got some plays for you today out of the Rams playbook. I'm also using a formation that can be found in pretty much 5 of my favorite playbooks: the Packers, the Bucks, I forget them all, the Titans, and the Bengals. Now, those 4 books are 4 of my best ebooks. I put little stars next to my favorite ebooks, and I was surprised when I was researching this video that this particular formation was in all 5, because like I said, 5 of those are probably like my top 10 or 15 playbooks easily. And the formation I'm talking about is the double south. I already put out the doubles north, which I think can only be found in the Vikings and maybe a second book. And the doubles north is extremely rare. It's much more rare than doubles south. But once again, I love these type of formations. These type of formations where there's 2 wide receivers to the one side, and it's basically using a lot of concepts that you can find that I put out from, basically tight formations. Pretty much all tight formations have similar setups and similar values when it comes to the plays. As you can see, like the bench and stuff like that, you can really make a lot of stuff. But when people see tight formations, they pretty much have a good idea of what you're going to run. So when you run something like this, when you run doubles formations like these, tight to the one side, not tight to the other side, number one, it gives you a lot of flexibility as far as the plays. Number two, your opponent doesn't know what they're looking at. So if I come out in a regular tight formation, they might be thinking bench switch. They might be thinking, any number of plays that they've seen out of these type of formations. The same thing with the bunch, you know what I mean? So this particular formation gives me the flexibility to basically run a very similar offense that my opponent won't be expecting. And I really like some of the run plays as well. But for now, I want to start off with some of the glitchier pass plays. Like I said, I like this formation because you can really just, I call it stealing yards. Like you can set up plays that are just hard. I don't want to say indefensible, but they're really hard to stop. And I'm going to start off with one of my more favorite pass plays. I can really start off with quite a few of these. So I'm going to start off with the flanker spot. This is probably one of my favorite plays out of this. I'm going to show maybe 2 or 3 pass plays and a run play. But let's start off with this one, because this is probably one of the better bases for the play. And then on the other side, I'm just going to pick nickel. I'm going to pick random nickel. Before I start the video, though, I just want to thank my new sponsors at MMOXP.com. If you guys are looking to buy some coins for your MUT team, you can do that there, and you can support me by supporting them and buying your coins through them. And make sure to use discount code MONEYSHOT so they know that you came from my site, from my channel. Other than that, let's get into the video. So like I was saying, this particular play is a little bit different. If you look at the difference between the bench and this play, the bench route breaks at about 10 yards. You can see the Y route there. He goes about 10 yards and cuts out, where this play, he goes about 11 or 12. That might not seem like a huge difference, but since the patch, I find that cover 2, and this looks like a cover 2 especially, cover 2 does a much better job of communicating from safety to cornerback. Those 2 particular positions play a lot closer and a lot tighter. So to me, this particular play is just going to be a little bit better. When it comes to the run plays, I'm going to be doing a lot of motions when it comes to bringing over this receiver to create a bunch, which is going to give me a lot of dynamic. Like I said, this play, I like it because you can create bunch plays. You can create, you can have the tight sets, which you already have. Like I said, with the run plays, I can even motion over the tight end. Higbee's going to line up in the exact same spot, give me a little bit better blocking. So it's really up to you what you want to do when it comes to how you want to create the bunch. You can use either the tight end or the receiver, but personally, I'm going to use the receiver because of the speed aspect. And since this guy's job is going to be mostly just to pull zones back right now, I think it's much better to have the faster guy doing that. I also like the fact that I can create more blocking with Higbee, which is going to be the plan. So I'm going to motion over Woods, create that bunch, and then I'm going to put the X route on a flat. That's pretty much going to be the basis of this concept. Now, since I'm running against cover 2, that's exactly what I want to do, because I know, I'm guessing it's cover 2, but I'm pretty sure that this is going to be the look. The Y route, for whatever reason, the Y route, it came out fine. But you can see how it like slowed down. EA kind of messed with this, like the way that these receivers get jammed off their routes, but it's still very successful. Now, pre-patch, just a regular bench, like I don't know if this is a cover 2 or not, it looks like it could be, but pre-patch, a regular bench play would get loose like that. It would get down the field. Now, that was a man cover, just why You know, I could have took either one of those routes really against man, but pre-patch was very different. Post-patch, you really have to have something pulling back those safeties to create that space, because those cover 2 safeties cover a lot better now. So to me, I mean, this looks like it's probably a cover 3 or cover 1 man. To me, this is going to be the best play. If it turns out to be a man, I can hit the Y route easily, but if it's a cover 3, I'm going to want to steal that flat. So right here, like I said, they don't really, I don't know, maybe Cooper Kupp isn't necessarily fast enough to get in that flat the way that I want to, but you see he got about 5 yards there. But typically that flat route is going to be, you know, really good play against cover 3 if you have a speedster there. If I really want to have maybe Woods there, I'm not sure how fast Cooper Kupp is, but here we go once again. If this is a cover 2, that Y route is going to get huge separation, and like I said, it's being created by the stretching streak and by the flat route. That's what's creating all that space. If I leave that play, I don't think this is going to be a cover 2, but if I leave that play like an out route, like say like a normal bench, it won't create the same space. You have to do that flat. So cover 2, it's going to be a simple read of Cooks. Man coverage is going to be a simple read of Cooks. And then if it's a cover 3, Cooper Kupp, or even a cover 4, Cooper Kupp's going to be a really good play. If the cornerback follows, this is another reason you want to motion across this receiver and not Higbee. If the cornerback follows all the way across, you know you got a man coverage. So if you have a man coverage, obviously the out route's a better play. So since the cornerback's not following across, I know that I want to go to my traditional setup, and this will beat just about any defense to varying levels. So like I said right here, I don't know, maybe I didn't make the right read, but I'm still getting 5 yards there. It wasn't necessarily the right play. I think that was more cover 2, and I just was talking too much and not paying attention. But you can see how easily motioning this guy across can give you exactly all you need. Now I still have, I mean, I'm not blocking the tight end because this is such a quick play. I don't feel like I need to block the tight end necessarily. Here's that cover 2 once again. Like I said, those cover 2 cornerback or cover 2 safeties can play really tight. So another really important thing by motioning the receiver rather than the tight end is you basically are going to know if it's a man or a zone based off of whether or not the cornerback follows. Here, the cornerback didn't follow Woods across, so I know that I have either a cover 2 or a cover 3. It looks like most likely going to be a cover 2, so it's probably going to be Reedy Cooks. But I just have to watch the safety over the bunch side. If he drops down, and then it's giving away that it's a cover 3. Like I said, I'm getting a lot of cover 2s, and like I said, I mean, you're not going to get this type of separation against cover 2 without that streak. Now you really need that streak to make that happen. So here, this most likely is a cover 3 based off of the single high safety. I just got to watch the cornerback. Cornerback follows, so I know that it's going to be a man coverage. So I really have my choice of Kupp or Cooks. Kupp is obviously going to be the first one. The out routes do a really good job of breaking ankles, and I'll take that for 10 yards because it's a quick play. I'll take the first down every time. So the motioning of the receiver is really important. If I motion across the tight end, I don't get that look. I also don't get the pulling, the pulling variety based off of the this lack of speed of Higbee. He's not going to stretch the field the same way that Cooks is. So here I'm a little bit, if I run it like this, I'm a little bit left up to, and then I don't have the blocker. As you can see right there, I get sacked. So ultimately, if you're going to motion the tight end over, save that for the running plays. Which will be a little bit more effective. So here we go once again. It gives away the formation coverage. I know exactly what I have. And I have my choice here when it comes to the tight end. I could always put him on a drag here. I've been leaving him on a flat because against cover 3, he's a good play against a flat. Even if I put him on an out route, he's a good play. A lot of times those out routes are really good against, certain coverages. Like right there, that safety did a much better job. Sometimes if you have a really good tight end, he can break that safety for a big play. If you've watched any of my game plays, I do that quite a bit. Didn't work out there though, but like I said, that is a better option obviously in the flat. So here we go once again. We have a man coverage. Like I said, if I have this is really more based on outside leverage. If Higbee has outside leverage, a lot of times he can get that. So like I said, right there. Like I said, not a great tight end. If I have a speed tight end like I do in Mutt, a George Kittle or something, I can take that and be up the sideline for like 15, 20, 30 yards, depending on how fast and how good of a speed advantage I have. Here in this particular mode, I don't have a great tight end, so it doesn't work out that great. But like I said, keep that in mind. That is important. So here it looks like we're going to have, here it looks like we have a cover 2. Typically, you're not going to beat the cover 2 safeties inside like I did right there, but because of how he was playing outside, it worked out. Typically, you have to beat cover 2s today outside. The cover 2 safeties do a really good job inside there. It actually worked out in my favor, though. So let's do this one more time. Like I said, right here, you're not going to get that. So here, this looks like almost like some sort of augmented. That didn't look like a cover 3. It looked like a cover 6 or something like that. It was a weird coverage. Now, you could also use this just like this. I mean, you have your C route on the one side, which is a pretty decent play after the patch, especially against cover 2. You can see how that just gets outside. So you don't have to make any of those motions. You don't have to bring across any of the receivers. So this is a pretty decent play just like this. Like I said, just flat Cooks. Or you can put him on an out route. Here you can see, like I said, once again, he just pulls back the coverage. I went ahead and I put a faster receiver there. I swapped out Kupp. So I went ahead and I swapped out Cooks and Cup, just to make this a little bit faster in the flat, because that's what I'm going to try to angle for here. So like I said, you don't have to make any adjustments. You can see how Cup, he's not getting quite going. That was a man coverage right there. But you can run this as is. Just put that flat, block the running back, and it's going to be a pretty good play. And like I said, Cup here, he's a good route runner. You know what I mean? He's a good player for sure. And he can still make really big plays in that spot. But I want a little bit more speed in the flat. To me, the second most important play is the run play. I would probably use this one the most. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick the halfback zone. We're going to start off with that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to pick random. I'm going to keep random nickel because we have 3 wide receiver sets. So like I said previously, I mean, it looks like an inside zone, but it really looks like a stretch when you look at the diagram. And it doesn't really work out too great if I run it just like this. I mean, obviously, I don't have much of an advantage as far as blocking. So I really want to change that. So what I want to do is I want to either keep using the wide receiver motion, or like I said, motioning over Higbee is going to make more sense in this scenario, because if it's a man coverage, a lot of times your linebacker won't follow. It'll just kind of redirect who's the man coverage to him. But if it's a man coverage and I motion over the receiver, now it's going to bring across another defender. So there's really 2 ways to look at it. If you know they're running zone, motioning him over will give you a blocking advantage, because obviously the cornerback didn't follow. But if it's a man coverage, you want to motion over the tight end. And obviously the tight end's a better blocker anyway. So the first 2 plays didn't really work out too great. And that's really by design anyway. So here's a scenario. I mean, this looks like we have an extra defender in the box. I was going to say motion over this tight end, but I think I really have a better option to go to the opposite side, because you can see I have a blocking advantage. So in that scenario, you're just kind of reading your defensive keys. So there will be times where going to the weak side makes the most sense. Here we have a safety dropping into the box. Obviously, you know, he's going to be coming in off the edge. So I'm just going to go to my motion my receiver over, give myself as much an advantage to the edge as possible. And then, like I said, I'm really treating this like a stretch. You're going to take this outside as wide as possible. It's not an inside run. So if I come to the line and they're over shift to the 2 wide receiver side, I can easily take it to the short side. But obviously they're not doing that too much here. So taking my chances with the motion, hoping that it's not a man coverage and I don't draw another defender. And you can see, I mean, it does a pretty good job of getting in the way of the defenders. That's the bottom line. I don't need these receivers to block great. I just need them to get in the way. So here we go once again. Short side, looks like the play. And I can take, you know, I'm stealing 10 yards, 5 to 10 yards just about every time. So that's it. That's the video. If you guys want to see more out of this playbook or out of this formation, do me a favor with the like button and I'll do that next. Other than that, thanks for watching, man. MADDENMONEYSHOT out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.